Well, good morning, Drum Beats fans. I'll bet this is unexpected. It's not my first thought that I had when I woke up this morning, but what I really wanted to do today was answer a couple of questions that came up in the last week or so. One of them being, hey, whatever happened to your coworker's car that got crashed into by that big truck? Did that wind up resolving itself? Did the insurance company pay for it? What happened? What's the status on that? So I'm going to give you the update on that. But first, I got to go to the office so that I can get all that footage and I can dump it down into this video for you. So I figured while I'm on the way, why not have a chat? We'll talk about some of the things that happened. And first off, I'd just like everybody to know, I will get back to making more tow videos, but first, we've got to get some tows back in the parking lot. With everything being shut down due to the coronavirus right now, there hasn't been any activity in that back parking lot. Now, our governor did just sign an executive order that will reopen the state, but bars, restaurants, nightclubs, those are not on the list of things that can be open. So I think it's going to take another little while before things kind of start getting back to normal. And somewhat related to that, I've had some feedback in the comments section about, hey, why don't you just stay in your lane and do tow videos? I didn't come here to see your face on YouTube. And I get it. I'd rather not see my face on YouTube either. But here's the thing. I really do need to keep making some videos. Why? That's because of the algorithm at YouTube. If you don't keep publishing on a regular schedule, they sort of take your ranking down, and they are not going to suggest the videos as often or as frequently as they would if you stuck to a regular schedule. So part of what I'm trying to do here is just kind of keep the channel alive. So even if this isn't your cup of tea in a video, I appreciate you sticking with me, and I appreciate you understanding why I'm doing this. In the meantime, I'm going to do the best that I can to try to keep things entertaining for you. Another comment that's come up in the comment section lately is sort of related to last week's video, where I posted some other videos that I had done with friends of mine at church. Oh, man, there I went and said it. I said the C word. See, some of you guys thought that this was the greatest thing in the world. Oh man, look, he's got a church that he goes to and he helps out and he does things in the neighborhood. It's great. Some other people, not so much. Some of you guys were like, hey man, I didn't come here to get preached at. Don't talk to me about religion. As far as I can tell, I didn't. I just said church and mentioned that I happened to go to one. Can we still get along? Now, I know this video looks a little bit weird, and I get it. The lighting's off, the audio's a little weird. This is not the typical fare that you're used to seeing on this channel, and to be honest, it's probably subpar to what you see on a lot of other channels. But here's the thing. I'm just a guy with a couple of tools here. I've got a GoPro and a microphone. I'm doing the best that I can just to kind of produce something. Throw it out there on the YouTubes and see what happens. You ask what the GT Ogre name stands for. Well, I've addressed this in previous videos before, but I'll go over it again because I know a lot of you guys are new around here. GT Ogre is a combination of GTO. In my case, that's a 1967 Pontiac GTO that I've had for almost 30 years now. And then Ogre was an old nickname given to me in high school, and it just kind of stuck. So many, many years ago, when YouTube was a new thing and I was looking for a screen name, I just picked GT Ogre. I didn't mean for it to be the tow truck channel. If I had, I'd have named it the tow truck channel or Drum Beats or something. I don't know. If you've got a better name for this channel, drop it down in the comments. Let me see it. I'm sure we'll get some entertaining suggestions. But like I said, some of you guys have asked to see some of the old cars, and I definitely plan on doing that. In fact, I've actually started on my first video, and I had planned to release it today. Unfortunately, life kind of got in the way, so you're stuck with me right now. But I do plan to get the rest of that video taken care of. The car that I'm driving in right now is kind of an old car. It's a 2004 Pontiac Vibe. Now, what is a 2004 Pontiac Vibe? Well, it's basically the same thing as a 2004 Toyota Matrix. They're good little cars. It's built on the Corolla platform. It's been absolutely bulletproof. I've had this car since it was brand new. I drove it off the dealership lot in 2004, and it never went back. I've done all the regular maintenance to it. It's never let me down, not a day in its life. So, it's not the prettiest car, it's not the sexiest car, but it's really sort of endearing because it's kind of like an old friend to me at this point. This Pontiac Vibe is actually the Vibe GT. That gives it the Yamaha-developed 2ZZ engine with variable valve timing, and it's got a 6-speed manual transmission. So I get to row the car to work. It's kind of an engaging experience. It's fun. It's peppy. It's fast enough. It gets about 30 miles per gallon. And I have hauled all sorts of stuff in this little car. I've done 2 home remodels with it. We've done construction at the office building with it. I've done all sorts of projects. You can just keep throwing things in it, and it works great. Anyhow, I'm just about at the office. Guy honking at me. Well, guys, thanks for riding into work with me today. I appreciate your company. And like I said, we're just rolling up to the office here. I'm going to get all that footage compiled of the car that got hit by the truck in the parking lot, and I'm going to put it up here for you. Until next week, stay safe, park safe. It's a few months after my colleague's car got hit by the rental truck in the back lot, and a lot of you guys have been asking, whatever happened with that? Well, there are a few things that were going on. One of the frequent comments that we got, why didn't I show the reaction of the tech when he walked out and found that his car had gotten smashed? Well, very simple reason, my colleague isn't too fond of being on the internet. I know, it sounds strange, we work at an internet service provider, but here we are. He just didn't want his face spread all over YouTube or maybe becoming a meme, and I gotta respect that. As you may recall from the original video, the company that rented the truck that wound up hitting my colleague's car did leave a note on the windshield, and they apologized for their actions. Well, they pretty much apologized, I guess. The note had a phone number on it in order to contact the supervisor at the company that rented the truck. Now, what I didn't disclose in the previous videos, the company that rented the truck is a pretty substantial company. In fact, I'm certain that you've heard of it. It's a certain hotel chain that rhymes with Lariat. In any event, this company had been called in to do some catering work at a local event, and unfortunately it was one of the employees of the catering unit that had driven the truck into the Corolla. My colleague called the number that was left on the note, and when he did, he was directed to another person who was a manager at the catering company operation. The local manager took my colleague's information and promised him a callback sometime later in the week from the corporate office. When my colleague didn't hear anything back, he decided he would put a call in himself to the corporate office and see if he couldn't get to the bottom of it. He actually did reach the person who was in charge, and that person said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you with this." The person on the phone said that was because they opted for the extra insurance on the rental truck, and therefore the insurance that they normally carry wouldn't apply. So he would need to deal directly with the rental truck company. When he called the rental truck company, of course, they had no idea what he was talking about. So after going around in circles for a little while and really not getting any results, my colleague decided he would take care of this on his own with his insurance company. He called his insurance company and explained the situation, and they understood what was going on. They tried contacting the insurance company for both the rental truck company and the catering company. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get anywhere with them either, so they decided they would just go ahead and handle the claim directly, and then they would pursue following up with that with the other insurance companies as they needed. Now, the damage to my colleague's car was fairly substantial. The estimates that he received were anywhere from $3,500 to about $5,000. That's a lot of damage on a Corolla. I did take some pictures of the damage in the daylight, and I'm sharing them here with you. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. There have even been some tears in the sheet metal, some hard creases. At least one door had to be replaced. My colleague did choose a body shop. They took care of the repairs. He had a rental car, which the insurance company provided for him, for about 2 weeks while the car was in for repairs. I'm happy to report he's got his car back now, and it's almost good as new. I say almost. He's not completely thrilled with the results from the body shop, but at this point, he's just happy to have the whole ordeal put behind him. So I know you guys probably have a lot of thoughts on what happened in this case, and I would love to read about them, so share them down below in the comments section with me. In any event, I hope you've had a great week. You're going to have a great weekend. Park safe, and I'll see you on the next video.